Okay, let's go live. James speaking. How do you turn your YouTube videos into your first course? Well, we're doing that right now. I've done a couple of videos. I'm actually showing you how to do it while I'm actually doing to create the course on how to turn YouTube videos into a course. And excuse me, one of the first things you have to do, of course, is look at the YouTube videos that you've created and figure out, how am I going to put these together in the form of a course? And that's exactly what this lesson is about. In the following different videos that you see that I also posted on YouTube, you'll be able to see how to create things like lessons, an intro, an exit, where to put documents or create the actual lesson text, and even create an image for your course. But this one is about, the first thing you need to do is figure out, man, I got 10 YouTube videos, I got 10, I have a playlist, like how do I organize them into a course? So let's take a look and see how that works and where it happens to work in. And if you haven't seen where I started building this out, right now I've got turn YouTube videos into courses, and you can see that it's just somewhat published right now, but I've also got a little description. I've got one section and 6 lessons in it. So let's take a look at these and see what happens when we actually go and see the particular piece that's there. And you can see introduction to YouTube course construction. I've got convert individual YouTube videos into lesson content. I've got AI prompts. And this one at the bottom here is how to organize it. So I need to actually have that at the top because that's the first piece. So I'll put that one there to organize it. And it's been saved and updated. So we're going to do this one right here, how to organize your videos as a course. And I've already started to do that behind, but I'm going to show you the steps I went through to actually put these together. And in my particular case, in the LMS that I'm using, which is Fluent Community, which has a very, very basic course platform in it. If I look at this one, I can have a title, I can have a featured video, for example, YouTube, Wistia, or Vimeo, and then I can add as much content as I want and also associate some documents with it. So that's the content that I'm putting in, and I'm going to take this YouTube video that we're doing right now, and that's going to go right here. Let me just make it public just so that we have it in the background, and then we'll see how this works in the big picture. So here I am. I got these YouTube videos. I got my station or my channel up here. We'll take a look, and I'll look at my actual channel, and we'll figure out what's going on. Here's the big thing. I'm assuming that you've created some videos, and in this case, YouTube videos. Now, there's a whole bunch of benefits of doing that, and I've gone through them in a couple of the other videos in this channel, but the big one that I like is the fact that you can get better at presenting your material. You'll also know which of the videos are popular and which ones aren't, so you can vet the interest of the people that you're trying to help. And then also you can chunk pieces together in the order that is appropriate for the message that you're trying to get across. A lot of times when I talk to people and they're just starting, they get really, really stuck on, oh man, I got to create a course. How do I get this set up? Do I need to create a syllabus? And if I have a syllabus, how do I create the videos to fit the syllabus? We're going to kind of do it backwards. And this way is a lot easier, especially when you're starting out. You're getting your feet wet, and you don't have to worry about the production of the content because it's basically YouTube videos. And there's some great value in YouTube videos, especially right now in 2025, because the focus is not on production, the focus is on being authentic and teaching. And we're creating courses to basically teach people how to do something. So I said in the next video talking about, creating playlists. If you haven't created a playlist, what do? Maybe you haven't put them together and you're not really quite sure on which videos are the ones to use or which ones that you have and don't have. Well, the first tip that I'll give you right off the bat is that you want to look at your videos, not your shorts. The reason I say that is when shorts originally came out, it was 1 minute, 60 seconds. You'd have to have an awful lot of shorts to be able to have enough content to put in context to create some kind of transformation or skill to be able to teach. So my preference is to use the videos and focus on the videos and or any of the live content that you may have done. And remember, this live content is on YouTube. If you just happen to have a podcast you were on or interviewed on, or maybe you did something where you were on a vlog or a guest or something, that has content as well in the form of a transcription. And the transcription is the piece that we're working from. So I've got a ton of live content here. Real bonus of the live ones is, in general, the live is probably 45 minutes, an hour and a half. So you have a big transcription that provides a lot of context to ChatGPT or the AI tool that you're using. But in the most part, you're going to have a group of videos and you're going to say, hey, let's turn this into a particular course. And the special reason is that each of these courses can be a lesson. So what is the process and how does that work? So we'll take a look right here. I'm going to open up my trusty mind map, and we've got a little bit of what put together here. And I'm just going to look at this so you can see it. So I have my mind map. This is Xmind. Again, I've had videos about this as well. And I basically just got a blank map and I put turn YouTube videos into courses. And we've got some blank main topics here. So where does this fit in? What is all the stuff that's included here? How do you organize it as a particular structure? Well, let's see if I can get this. There we go, to open up. So the first one we need to do is, I'm going to put this in. We're going to do a spell it correctly. So normally you might think of this as a syllabus kind of thing of all the pieces, but we've already got the content together. What do we need to do, or how can we pick the right courses or YouTube videos that we've done that make sense as a course? So when we're here, the thing that we have to do, or the thing that I try and do, obviously you can make variations on this the way that you want, is I want to do a couple things. The first one I want to do is I just want to make sure that, what is it I'm teaching? So I want to make sure that I have some kind of goal or objective that I can identify for the courses. So these are the ones that if I'm going to teach something, I better know what it is that I'm actually teaching. That's kind of the first part. And you want to be able to break it down yourself. Oh, let me see if I can erase that because I overtyped it. Oh, sorry, let's do this again. Sorry, I didn't do save. There, we just want to do goal or objective. And then the other thing I want to do is I just want to make sure that if I can map out any kind of process, which is technically what I'm doing right here while I'm doing it. So, or just identify the steps that you need to teach that. So if I have a goal, I have to identify, I think I have some content for it. I just want to make sure I understand what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And then if I have an idea, I have to know, like, what are some of the steps that I need to teach that. So that's the first thing that you do, is identify that kind of structure. And then after that, the other thing you want to do is, when you're playing around with this, is you want to go look at your YouTube channel, and you want to categorize. How do you spell categorize? Just make sure I spell it. Now you want to look at your YouTube channel. I'm assuming that you have some YouTube videos. You want to look at them and either put them into categories, or the other thing I did is suggested a playlist. And remember, when you're creating a playlist in YouTube, let me just show you what happens here. If you haven't created one before, if, for example, I go to a video and I open up a video, when I have the video, or I'm playing around with the video and I want to edit that video and look at it, you're going to see that if I have the ability here, it says playlists. So I put this one in the Course Creators, AI Tools and Services, my podcast one. But if I select that, I can pick 2 or 3 playlists. So that means that just because you put it in one doesn't mean you can't put it in another. So you may want to put a course, for example, and put it together here. 3 great LinkedIn outreach strategies is one, and then add individual courses in a playlist. Or you just want to make sure that you write down these 3 are connected, or these 5 are important when it comes to actually teaching what it is that I want to teach. So that's one of the steps. So you just got to figure out, how do I categorize it and keep it together? And you can do things in terms of, you can do it so it's a logical one, or you can do one by levels. So is it like intermediate or beginner, intermediate, advanced? Or is it step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4? And then you might want to look and say, okay, well, where are the gaps? If I have step 1 and step 4, 5, 6, and 7, that's another thing to kind of look at. But if you can get at least some of them in a sequence that provides part of the picture for people, that's enough to create a mini or micro course, which is what I'm talking about. So from there, we got this level, just put levels. Next thing we want to do from there is, and I'm just making sure I'm checking my notes to make sure that it's in good shape. Next thing you want to do is you just want to kind of put together, and actually I think I'll do it this way. Put another little step in here. What I want to do is I want to map those individual videos to course. So what is the different course outline? What are the different outlines or pieces that we have here? And I'll show you a simple one. This is not a high-tech teaching model or anything specific. This is just an idea or a framework to run on when you're creating these simple courses based on existing content. So what I'm going to do here is I'll go through these and explain them just a little bit so that you have them. But this is a basic structure. And actually, let me show you this as well, because I'm actually using it while I'm using it doing this. We'll open this up and we'll go to my course here, and we'll go back to the lessons. And you can see kind of what I have here, right? It's like I'm going to put one in here. We'll do an add a lesson. I'm going to call this one Getting Started. You'll see this, see what we're going to do in this at the end. I'm going to move it to the front, because I've created a little bit of a flow here, right? So it's getting started, how to organize your YouTube videos as courses, how to convert YouTube videos into lesson content, prompts you can use to do that, and then add an introduction video, add a text explainer video, and let's create a course feature image. And then we'll do one other lesson, which will be, I'm going to call it Create Your First Course. And that's at the end. So you can see the pieces that I have there in a little bit of a format. So where does that come in? If we have a goal, if we have those other pieces in place, how do we put this together so that it makes sense? And here's what we want to do. We want to map it to a course, to an outline. And I'll give you a simple one to use. And I wrote these down just in another page here to make it go. So you want to do an introduction. That's why I just added that one. So that basically is just doing something as like a welcome. And I use the, and then welcome, and I'm going to say plus overview. So basically, thanks for doing it. This is what we're going to be talking about. These are the topics we're going to be talking about. So it's a welcome and interview. And then sometimes if you want to create material for this, what you might add is a PDF kind of outline or checklist. So people know kind of here's what needs to get done and here's the things we're going to be covering. So introduction is the first one. The second one you might want to do is do like a core concept. And the core concept does things like the video lesson number 1. So what did we do with mine? I did an introduction, getting started, and then I also did the big picture on how to create, or this is actually the one we're doing right now. It's like, how does this actually apply and how does this fit in? And this is what I'm teaching right now, teaching you, is what is going to be in the course, because I'm using this video as that first lesson in the course. So this first one, video lesson number 1, is here, and I'll be adding a worksheet here that allows you to know when you watch this video, here's the lesson, and then here's your job or your piece to do. So I got core concept number 1. Then I'm going to do another core concept number 2, and I'm going to do video lesson 2. And on this one, maybe I won't do a worksheet, but I may put some kind of quiz in there, just so that people figure out, understand if they're on board and they understand where things are going. And then on this one, I might go and do application practice. Now, I did core concept 2. You can add core concept 3 or whatever you want to add as many lessons. So, you know, if I wanted to do this and put okay, I do video lesson 1, video lesson 2, video lesson 3. Now, what is video 1 lesson, video 1, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3? These are video lesson 1 and video lesson 2 is equal to a YouTube video that you already have in place. So what you're doing here is you're basically just organizing and taking the videos that you've created about the topic that you're excited about and putting them in a logical order that's next or trying to do what you want. And then what you might want to do here is you might have a video lesson, but maybe you just want to put a case study. Does it have to be a video? No, not at all. We can, one of the prompts that I show you later on is that in fact you can use ChatGPT or one of the other AI tools to look at your previous videos that you did for YouTube that make up lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and basically have it look at it and say, give me a case study or an example or an analogy that I can use to show or teach what that particular piece is. And if you wanted to, for whatever reason, you could ask it to do some kind of workbook and put together for a case study if you wanted to. Again, these are just examples of materials that you could do. And after that, you've got application and practice. And again, this is just a generic framework, one to go from. You could say, let's do a wrap up. And we'll use wrap up and next steps. And in that particular one, you can either, in this case, add another video, just a personal video instead of the camera, or text only, some next steps. So there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lessons that are put together there. And of those ones, this can be text. We've just got a YouTube number 1, YouTube number 2, YouTube number 3. So these videos you've already done can be put together in the form of a course outline. And that's the part that takes a little bit of work, and you may find that there's stuff missing. You may find that, you know, that you have something else that you needed to say. And remember, a course does not mean it has to be all videos. And in the next lessons that I'm showing you, I also include the prompts. Actually, let me bring those up for a second so you can see them. I actually have the prompts, and I included the prompts with a number of these. And if you look at them, here's the one to generate the content one. If we go take a look at that one, I didn't put a video in here, but I have all of the prompts for convert the transcripts into lesson scripts, learning summaries, key takeaways, quizzes, worksheets, gamification if you want, case studies, analogies, how do you set it up? So there's just an example of I have a lesson that is based on content and not a video, but the other lessons include videos. So that's just something like when I say create a YouTube video, create a course from a YouTube video. Yeah, you use your YouTube videos. That doesn't mean if you don't have a YouTube video that you're limited. You use the ones that you have to fit the map or the process that you've put together in your mind map and that you've organized with the different themes and putting them together. So you got to organize that and put that together. After that, we're going to do exactly what I just showed you. Sorry, I'll go back to the same page here. If I have content, and this was the next step that I put together, is that when you have your outline put together like this, what you're going to do is you're going to follow this video and lesson that I put together here. So if I open this up, you'll see that there's a YouTube video that I did earlier today, and I'm now using it in this course. And what I'm doing, first of all, there's two things. And again, I mentioned this. I'm doing it the same day. You need the transcript from the YouTube video. The transcript is not available until like 24 or 48 hours after if you're just using YouTube videos. And in this video, I just show you where that actually is and how to find it. I can't do it yet because there's no transcript available to me. But when the transcript is available, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be using the prompts right here. Convert the transcripts into lesson scripts. So that's all I'm going to be doing. Once that transcript's there, I'm going to be running this prompt, and it's going to generate the content that I put in the lesson with the video that I've already created. And again, these are ones that you can use. You can combine them. You can adjust them. You could say, give me 5 learning points. You could say, just do summaries and key takeaways. Don't do bullet points. Ask 7 reflective questions. Play around with these whatever way that you want, but this is actually creating the content and putting it together. And I'm using AI tools to do that. And of course, I've covered a whole bunch of additional videos on different AI tools, but if we have the transcripts, there's some really neat stuff. For example, you can do it Notebook LM, where it will automatically create FAQs, documents for you, study guides. It'll do that for you automatically. You don't even have to type in prompts. You just give it, upload your script to it, your transcription, and it'll automatically create it. So those are the pieces that are going to happen there, putting that all together. The next thing that you want to do is, if you have your lesson content, if you have your outline, and you're doing this as creating a privately branded campus where you're either teaching and or selling these courses, is the part that of course you have to get involved in after you've got this material put together, is figure out how you're going to distribute it. And in my particular case, where I'm using Fluent Community, it's very, very simple, where we have to have a title for the course, a slug, which is the URL that shows up at the end, a short description, whether or not it's public and people see it, or I want to make it private so only people who are logged in members can see it, or do I want to make it secret? So those are the 3 choices I have. I'm making it so only members that I've given access to can see it, or I'm going to keep it open. This is the one I'm going to keep it open. We have the option to add it to a grouping. I'm keeping it blank. And here's the one that I'm talking about that you have to think about what you want to do with your YouTube videos and your course. And this is how you want to deliver it. If you are providing a course that has 7 lessons or 5 lessons or 6 lessons, doesn't really matter. What you can do is, if it's self-paced, it's like, bam, here's the 7 lessons, take them in order, take them out of order. You basically get to pick and choose, and you can do them when you want. There's no basic restrictions on access to the courses. When you have it as structured, what that means is you can say, you have to do this one first, and then at this point you can do this one, and at this point you can do that one, but it's actually set so that they have to take the course in the order that you provide for them. And I believe you can set the timing on this one, and most of them you can set the timing. So you can have a course a day. Now there's some really neat things you can do with that. And when I first started creating course materials, I started actually with a podcast in 99, I think, or 2000. And I was doing the 52 secrets my mom never told me about internet marketing. That was the first book I wrote, and it was actually a podcast when it started. But that podcast had 52 secrets, of course, 1 a week for the year. But when I started selling that or showing that content, I was only on secret number 2. So I had it structured so that I was only 1 video or 1 podcast or 1 step or 1 lesson ahead of the first person that started. So if you do something structured and you don't have the whole course ready, you don't necessarily have to go, oh, I can't do it because I don't have the course. As long as you're 1 week ahead or 1 lesson ahead and you stay that way, you're in good shape. So that one's structured as an example. And then scheduled. So that one is kind of a combination of both. That's the one that actually in this software has the ability that says, This is available on the first of the week. This is available on the second of the week, etc. And I can do some additional pieces, including adding a thumbnail. Pardon me. Go back to the screen. Self-paced structure and schedule, those are the ones that were available there. I was talking about them but wasn't showing it, sorry. And in my particular case, I want to have comments available so people can ask some questions about it. And hide students from course pages doesn't really matter to me. And I just want to put an image in. So once that's done and set up, I'm going to save it, and I have a way to now deliver the content. So let me just go back down. We'll go to the map here. And that one piece is map videos to a course. And then what I'm going to do is we'll just do the, let me just call it this one. We'll call it what it is, just to make sure that it's, so we're going to do use AI So we're going to use AI to generate the lesson content. And again, I've got that link to it. And then after that, what we need to do is we need to figure out, on our particular case, I want to put together the course delivery. So I'm going to do things like pricing that we want to add. And we want to do open, scheduled, or structured. So how are we going to actually deliver it? And we're going to have things like the title and featured image. So that's how we're going to actually deliver it. And this one, I'm just going to add the notes here. I'm going to provide this for you as well. So we're just going to use, so I've included the prompts for you. So prompts are included. So we got the outline, we've got the structure of we figured out the goal and identified the videos, categorized them. The next pieces we went and figured out and put them in an order. And then for each of the individual lessons, we used AI to create the content. And then we figured out how we're going to structure it and put it right together. The other thing, of course, is in here, we're going to have to, let me do another one just because it's important. If you haven't already picked a platform, and what I'm talking about here is if you don't have a personally branded campus, and I'm going to put, so I use the word campus, but think of it as your delivery platform. Whether you're going to use WordPress or some other surface, you have to make sure that you know where you're going to put these, where you can either sell them or give them away. And I'm recommending, of course, that it's in your particular space, something that makes sense for you for your business. And then we got that stuff set up. So having this created, we've technically done all of the pieces that we need to figure out how we can take YouTube videos, organize them, create lesson content for them, and then put them in some kind of platform. So I'll make this available to you. The other thing I'll do right now is when I'm working on these videos, this is just an example of how I tend to use them, is I will use kind of the ad hoc traditional mind map look. And then sometimes when I'm playing around with it, I might go, you know what? This particular item belongs here as example. So I may switch them around, and then when I'm ready, like I am right now, I go in Xmind and I go to the map in the upper right-hand corner where my mouse is, and I select a different style of map that is a little more logical for me and shows the flow of the course. So what I do is I just select a different map, and in mine, I use a tree chart. I like that one, and what it allows me to do in this case is have a really good picture of all of the particular course pieces that are there for me. And I can open and close them and put any additional notes and things that I want there. So that's all there is for this particular course that I'm doing. This video is going to go up on YouTube. And again, if you haven't been to trainingsites.io, this course is free that I'm doing right now. All you have to do is go join there. That whole campus, my personally branded campus, has got courses, resources, prompts, everything you need to start, build, and grow an education business. And I do have the opportunity to work directly with me on live workshops, and that is a paid service, but all of my courses, all of the ones that I was showing you earlier, those ones are available for you for free. So I just wanted to tell you that as well. So, if I go back to my homepage here, all of the courses that you see here are free, plus all the YouTube videos that I've done now, 300 and some YouTube videos. There's additional ones. Some of them are being turned into courses, exactly what we're talking about. And then we have some spaces here where you can get general discussion, tools and resources, events and announcements, all of that stuff that we use. So that course, where is it? Right here? Turn YouTube videos into courses. That's the one we're working on. This video now is just going to go in how to organize your YouTube videos as a course. So I'm putting this video in here, and that's the course that's starting to fill out. What's next for me on this one is I'm going to add an introduction video that is going to go up here for getting started. I got to change those ones. And then also I have to explain about an introductory video and a text explainer. So this is just something you can do quickly. There's no huge production. There's no making any big course. It's just finding some YouTube videos that are connected that you've put together, organizing them, using ChatGPT or any other tool to create the lesson content, and then being able to put it into a platform where you can deliver and distribute it. So I hope you enjoyed this. My name is James. It's trainingsites.io. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. I'm here to help you out, and looking forward to actually seeing you inside and helping you start, build, and grow your education business and build your first course from a YouTube video. Take care. Expect the best.